to week 13. I am Eliza Gracie Invention, your reporter for today. And under the Curriculum Implementation Letter B, the 8 M's of teaching, I will discuss to you the first four. So let's go and discuss it.
In school, we are dealing with the young who are immature and who lack the experience in life which learning emanates. That is why the teacher assumes an important role in their development. The learners who are expected to undergo the learning process cannot do it on their own without adult help and supervision. That is what teaching is all about. It is the process of helping the learners learn economically, efficiently, and effectively. The success of a learning situation depends to a large extent on the skillful intervention of a professional person. And that person is the teacher. As an educator, our goal is not just to teach, but to impart and build the students' intellect, ability, and better relationship to their world. There are intervention or helping points in teaching process. These points encompasses the key elements or the so-called 8 M's of teaching. Let's go to the first one. First M is milieu, also known the learning environment. Since learning is triggered off by stimuli in the environment, it assumes primary importance in teaching and learning. The classroom is the usual although not the exclusive environment of learning at school. Teachers need to make the learning environment as stimulating as possible. Every stimulus in the classroom should contribute to learning. Very much part of this environment are the human stimuli, the most important of whom is the teacher himself. Material stimuli include objects in the room as well as common routine activities. Checking of receptors of the learning stimuli, the senses, to make sure that every student is properly equipped for and disposed to receive the stimuli of learning. Provision for proper lighting and acoustic as well as corrective measures for students who may be impaired somewhat in this regard. The first M to be discussed, which is milieu, na ang ibig sabihin ay learning environment na kung saan isa sa nakakaapekto sa bata sa kanyang transfer of learning. Bakit nga ba influential ang learning environment ng isang bata? Simply because dito po sila na-expose kaya po ito yung kanilang ina-adapt. Second M of teaching is matter or the content of learning. This M refers to the what is to be learned as specified in the instructional objective. Mastery of every lesson instead of its merge-converge by class is a very important rule of thumb. The teacher should make sure that the minimum standard or level of proficiency is attained by the class before moving on to the next lesson or unit. Curriculum makers are advised to be realistic in projecting subject matter and avoid giving the student too much, too soon, and to teach only little matter but well mastered. When we say matter, ito naman po yung content o kung saan objective ng pag-aaralan ng isang estudyante na kung saan naririto po yung target na matutunan nila. Napaka-importante na may guide kung ano ang ituturo sa isang estudyante sapagkat hindi sila matututo kung basta-basta na lamang ang ating ituturo. Next M is method or the teaching learning strategy. This consists of purposeful, planned activities and tasks that are undertaken by the teacher and the student in the classroom to bring about the intended instructional objective. Methods are means to an end, never an end in itself. There is good strategy per se. It's deemed good or effective only if it brings about the desired learning outcome. Furthermore, an objective may be achieved using different strategies just as a strategy may be utilized to attain different objectives. The strategy must be appropriate to the level of maturity and sophistication of the learner. It must also be adequate or sufficient for the lesson objective, and the teacher must be adept or skillful in the use of the strategy. The learners must also show efficiency in handling the activity, going through it without hassle. The strategy must also be effective to yield expected result and must be economical in time, effort, and expense. Dito naman po sa third M, which is method, ay mapapag-usapan ang mga strategy na ginagamit ng isang guro upang maturo ng tama ang lesson sa kanyang estudyante. Angkop din dito ang nararapat na lesson para sa mga bata. Hindi yung basta-basta na lang po natin pinupulot yung mga dinidiscuss natin. Let's go now for the fourth M, material, which is the resources of learning. Materials are resources available to the teacher and learners which serve as stimuli in the teaching-learning situation. This may be either a human person or a physical object. The whole purpose of materials is to initiate the student to the real world they live in. Instructional materials represent elements found in the world are meant to help students understand and explain reality. Portraying reality can be by direct experience, reproduction, representation, or abstraction. Dito naman po sa material tinutukoy ang instructional materials, na kung saan malaking tulong para sa isang estudyante na nag-aaral pag may nakikita sila or may mga gamit sila sa pag-aaral. Dito na-enhance sa kanilang mga skills at saka ability. Napakahalaga din na appropriate po ang material na ginagamit natin upang ma-transfer natin ng tama ang wisdom or knowledge. In order to be an effective and influential teacher, being presentable, good-looking, and kind is not enough. There are some indicators for good teaching to consider in able to attain best transfer of learning. We teach not just by incidents but we tend to contribute something to our future generation and next professionals of our world. Teaching is not just a profession but a nobliest and important profession that prepare and mold different professionals. Always use opportunities to give something to students, not just academic knowledges, but practical and wise teachings in real-life situation. God bless us all.
Value, matter, methods, and materials are the first 4 M's of 8 M's of teaching, which is the indicators for good teaching that will help us as a future educator. Hope you learned something and view the next report of my partner. Thank you and God bless us all.